From zero to legendary coach. Dai Li's journey to sports mastery. Like, share and subscribe. Episode 11. I won again. Zhao Shouliang is a coach in charge of the long jump project in the municipal sports team. His best job is long jump training. It is for this reason that he proposed to compare Li Debi with the training effect of standing long jump. Li Dai has already seen the strength of the first-class coach training effect. According to the system's prompt, the first-class coach can allow ordinary people to achieve the training effect of the upper limit of the human body. That is to say, if training ordinary people, no one in the world can compare with Li Dai will naturally not be afraid of Zhao Shouliang's challenge. The training venues for talent education and eugenics training are not far apart, and they are all in the Youth Activity Center, but they are no longer in the same area, so Zhao Shouliang trot all the way away, and soon after, he brought back a student, who was also very fat. It looks like about 150 pounds. And his body is about the same as Huang Xiaoming. Zhao Shouliang patted the student's back and asked, "This is my student. His name is Lu Shan. Who are you going to send?" Detection. Li Dai immediately started the detection for Lu Shan, and the system also gave Lu Shan's data. Detected objects, ordinary people, sports ability, 35. The 35-point exercise ability is much worse than the old lady walking the dog. This one named Lu Shan is probably the highest level student in Zhao Shouliang. Li Dai saw this number and suddenly relaxed a lot. After these 4 days of training, most of Li Dai's students' athletic ability exceeded 40, and even the fattest Wu Tsong also had 38 points of athletic ability. Li Dai turned around, watching his students think about it, and finally called the fattest Wu Tsong to him. Then he said, "This student is the fattest one here. I will send him." Wu Tsong weighed more than 180 pounds, but was only 1 meter 6 in height, and suddenly looked like a moving ball. It seemed like he had to stop for a few more steps to take a breath. When he first came, Wu Tsong had only 19 points of exercise ability, which may not be as good as the old lady walking the dog. After 4 days of training, Wu Tsong's athletic ability has reached 38 points, which has successfully doubled. And during the training this afternoon, Li Dai put a lot of energy on Wu Tsong. He taught him to practice standing long jump. The so-called Linjin grinds a gun. For Wu Tsong to set the standard of long jump, Li Dai feels reliable. Wu Tsong's appearance attracted the attention of all the onlookers. The Junior 3 students, with a height of 1.6 meters and a weight of more than 180 pounds, will be particularly noticeable wherever they go. "This child is too fat, I see 180 pounds. It must be inevitable. Can such a fat child jump? Originally, I thought this young coach still hoped to win, but now it seems that it is not saved and I can't win. Isn't it right? The two people have a difference of 30 to 40 pounds. The thinner one will definitely win." Zhao Shouliang's face also showed a trace of disdain. If Li Dai sent a thinner student, he might be a little nervous. Now Li Dai has sent out the fattest student. Zhao Shouliang suddenly felt that he had already won. "Boy, this is your own embarrassment, don't blame me for not keeping your face." Zhao Shouliang's eyes flashed coldly, he bowed slightly, and instructed Lu Dan, "Just jump well, don't leave shame on me." Lu Dan looked at Wu Tsong and nodded confidently. "The big fat man opposite is Wu Tsong, and I am in the same school. He is the first fat man in our school. He is so much fatter than me. I win. Now." Wu Tsong blushed, apparently the sound around him made him feel hot. As a fat man, the last thing I like to hear is that others say he is fat, not to mention that many people around him are pointing, and his self-esteem is a little hit. Li Dai also discovered this. He immediately encouraged to say, "Think of Huang Xiaoming, he has made everyone look at each other, now it is your turn, come on, as long as you come up with the level of usual training, you can make everyone saw each other." Wu Tsong nodded silently, but his expression still seemed a little nervous. At this time, Lu Shan was already standing beside the bunker. When he jumped, he easily flew over the 2-meter mark. 2 meters 17. Zhao Shouliang had a smug smile on his face. He went on to say, "The total score of standing long jump is 20 points. According to the standard of the sports test, if you can skip 2 meters 15 points, you will get 15 points. If it is converted into on a 100-point scale, it is equivalent to 75 points, which can already be regarded as a good range." After Zhao Shouliang finished his speech, he looked at Li Dai with a provocative look, but the opposite Li Dai had a relieved expression. "Wu Tsong, don't you feel nervous now?" Li Dai asked with a smile. Wu Tsong nodded. "I thought he would be better than me, but he only jumped 2 meters 17 and it was not as good as me. Go up and perform well. Remember the action essentials I taught you." Li Dai indicated that Wu Tsong could play. Wu Song at this time also seemed quite confident. Yu reading www.yuukanshu. Calm walked to the sand pool, took a deep breath, and then carefully recalled the essentials of the standing jump. I saw Wu Dongdong's legs slightly apart, his knees slightly bent, the artifact leaned forward, his arms were pre-swinged back and forth twice naturally, and his legs also stretched. Motion is still a standard, but the standard movement is useless, the weight is your bruise. Zhao Shouliang silently evaluated in his heart, his face was very deliberately dismissive. By the side of the sand pool, while Wu Song's arms swayed from the back to the front, the forefoot of his feet quickly kicked the ground, and the knee joint was also fully straightened. After that, the knees were bent backwards, the abdomen was retracted, and the lower legs were straightened. After a series of movements, the back swing of the arms controlled the balance, and the two heels landed first. This set of technical actions for standing long jump, Wu Song's clean and tidy, no trace of muddy water. Zhao Shouliang frowned a little. He could see that although Wu Song's technical moves were far from professional level, but several technical points in the standing long jump were well mastered, but in terms of technology, Wu Song better than Lu Shan. The action is very good. Is this Li Dai really better than me? Zhao Shouliang looked at the line next to the sand pool with a guilty conscience, and then his face changed greatly. Impossible, this is impossible. He obviously wants to be fatter, how can he jump further? How is this possible? Is it my dazzle? Zhao Shouliang rubbed his eyes involuntarily. At the same time, Li Dai's voice sounded, 2.25 meters, according to the equal score standard of the sports entrance examination, the score of 2.25 meters can just get 16 points, which is 80 points if converted into a percentage system. Coach Zhao, this I won again and again. Episode 12. The famous Coach Li. Is also after 4 days of training, one standing long jump score is 2.17 meters and the other is 2.25 meters. In addition, Wu Song is significantly smarter than Lu Shan. The two people have a weight difference of 30 pounds, while the heavier people can jump farther. This obviously shows that Li Dai's training effect is better than that of Zhao Shouliang. A higher grade. Lost. The coach of the municipal sports team actually lost. And it was defeated. Isn't this Coach Zhao a professional long jump coach? Why did he lose so badly? This young man is more powerful than a professional sports coach. If you know it, report it to him as a coaching class. Most of the onlookers are watching the bustling, but there are also many parents of the children, especially the parents of the children who came with Zhao Shouliang. There are two kinds of people in the world that make the best money, one is women's money and the other is parents' money. Parents find counseling classes for their children. The first thing to look at is not the price, but whether there is a famous teacher. Many parents come for the word famous teacher, especially the key exams such as the middle school entrance examination, which can be tested once in a lifetime. Parents don't care about spending money at all, but more about the effect of counseling. If you can let your child take more marks, spending a few $1,000s is nothing. Prior to this, Zhao Shouliang was probably the famous teacher in the minds of his parents. At least the named physical team coach is much stronger than the ordinary middle school physical education teacher. However, Zhao Shouliang did the loss to Li Dai was completed, which made Li Dai instantly become a more famous teacher than Zhao Shouliang. Zhao Shouliang was still out there, and a person like a parent sprang up behind him. The man quickly approached Li Dai and asked directly, Coach Li, do you still accept students in this class? Accept. Li Dai nodded without hesitation. I'll give you a registration phone number, just look for Teacher Chen. You can also add this number directly to WeChat. But if you sign up, you still have to do it as soon as possible. It is less than 2 weeks away from the sports entrance examination. If you want to improve your score, you need to train as soon as possible. No problem, I will sign up immediately, and let my son come to you to report tomorrow. The parent readily agreed. Coach Li, and me. I also sign up. I sign up too. In a blink of an eye, Li Dai was surrounded by several parents. Not far away, Coach Zhao Shouliang was in a state of loss, and the reality was so cruel. He tasted the bitterness in the first time. The parents around Li Dai were all called by themselves, and now they have made it clear they are ready to change the court. They will drop out of eugenics training, and then transfer to Chunkai education, and Zhao Shouliang himself will lose a lot of commission. But this is only the first batch. Today's competition has proved that Zhao Shouliang is not as good as Li Dai. The news will spread slowly. Those parents who are for the sake of their children's achievements will definitely get together without any hesitation. In contrast, Zhao Shouliang will lose more students. Endless moments of regret filled Zhao Shouliang's mind. He deliberately came to trouble others. Originally, he wanted to take this opportunity to show his ability to attract more students. As for Li Dai, in Zhao Shouliang, there was only a stepping stone in my eyes. But now, Zhao Shouliang found out that the stepping stone in his eyes turned into a sharp beast trap. He stepped in, not only did he not stand taller, but was clipped off his leg and fell to the ground. Where did this Li Dai come from? I knew that if I knew this, I would never come to this muddy water. Zhao Shou's conscience fell into endless annoyance. After dinner, Chen Jiangwo made a pot of tea and sat in front of the TV set, ready to enjoy the latest TV series, but the ringtone of the phone rang at this time. This is Chen Jiangwo's business phone. Chen Jiangwo picked up the phone and saw a strange number on it. Hey, hello, this is Mr. Chen, a talented education. Chen Jiangwo answered the phone. You are Teacher Chen, I want to report a training counseling class to my child. The other end of the phone said. It wasn't the first time Chen Jiangwo received this call during the break. He handled it even more easily. He only listened to him and said, we are here for junior high school students. The cultural classes mainly include composition tutorial classes and math tutorials classes, English tutoring classes. Junior 3 students also have a special assault class for high school entrance exams, and there are also vocal classes and dance classes in interest. I don't know how old your child is this year? The third day. The opposite voice paused, and then said, there are less than 2 weeks left in the sports entrance examination. I want to report to my son for a sports training class. Sports college entrance examination counseling class. Chen Jiangwo suddenly hesitated. This parent must have read the admissions advertisements of the past few days. The focus of the admissions advertisements at that time was that we had invited professional coaches from the municipal sports team. This parent must not know that Zhao Shouliang is no longer in our education, that's why it's only necessary to register for the sports entrance examination counseling class. Chen Jiangwo couldn't help but think of Li Dai. A fresh college student who has not yet graduated, can he have as much skill? As long as he does not miss his children, it is good. The training class for the physical education exam, or do not continue to enroll students, if the students who teach are not good enough for the exam, isn't it damaging our reputation as a talented education? Let's be honest. Thinking of this, Chen Jiangwo coughed and said, our talent education does indeed set up a training class for the physical education exam. However, Coach Zhao of the municipal sports team is temporarily unable to teach for some objective reasons. Coach Zhao? What kind of Coach Zhao? I don't care what Coach Zhao Wang or Coach Liu, I only need Coach Li. The other side of the phone said. Chen Jiangwo was stunned instead. He didn't think of where Coach Li would come from. Chen Jiangwo's brief silence made the parents on the other side of the phone anxious. He thought that Chen Jiangwo didn't want to continue enrolling, so the parent's tone suddenly became harsher. Your young Coach Li promised me personally, it is said that there are still places, and you can continue to apply. Young Coach Li? That little Li. Chen Jiangwo reflected this. The Coach Li in the parent's mouth was Li Dai. On weekdays, Chen Jiangwo was the cry of little Li, and suddenly someone called Li wearing Dai as Coach Li. Chen Jiangwo was really a bit uncomfortable. The parent on the other side of the phone went on to say, I just came to Coach Li. Coach Li has personally promised my son to sign up. You can't regret it. Specially aimed at Dai Li? A college student who has not graduated. It seems to be given to a well-known coach. Chen Jiangwo's head is inexplicable, but since the other party insists on signing up, Chen Jiangwo has no reason to catch up, he immediately agreed. However, Chen Jiangwo had just hung up his mobile phone, and another strange number appeared on the caller ID. Hey, hello, this is Mr. Chen, a talented education. Chen Jiangwo continued to formulate the answer. Successful education? Is there a high-level Coach Li who is with you? I want to sign up for my son to take a physical education exam counseling class. Is Coach Li again? Chen Jiangwo was completely confused. Episode 13. 3-Stream Coach. Chen Jiangwo sent a student's mother out of the office. This is the 5th parent to pay for the sports midterm test counseling class today. What is the origin of this Li Dai? Why do parents say that he came to sign up for him? Chen Jiangwo scratched his head. He has been training classes for some years. This is the first time I saw this kind of thing. A fledgling college student was able to attract so many students. Chen Jiangwo even thought that Li Dai had found his relatives to make up for it. However, these 5 freshmen are just the beginning. The next day, 3 freshmen signed up, and there were 7 or 8 consultation telephones. The next 2 days happened to be weekends, parents had more free time, and the number of applicants increased in a blowout style. A total of 16 freshmen applied for the 2 days. More than 20 students in 4 days. It is obviously impossible to be all relatives of Li Dai. Ordinary people do not have so many relatives. Chen Jiangwo was even puzzled. After much inquiries, he finally understood the reason. 4 days ago, Li Dai and Zhao Shouliang had a match and won. Chen Jiangwo was shocked when he heard the news. One is a professional coach of the sports team, which can almost represent the highest level of training in Yuzhou City, and the other is a fresh college student who has not graduated. It is said that the two people are not comparable at all. Where can students who have not graduated can compare? Professional coach with more than 10 years of work experience? However, Li Dai reversed this result, and professional coach Zhao Shouliang only got the word complete defeat in front of him. If it was not for multi-party verification, Chen Jiangwo could not believe it at all. Chen Jiangwo even suspected that Zhao Shouliang was the nursery found by Li Dai, and cooperated with Li Dai to perform a play to set Li Dai's strength. However, this incident is too much a blow to Zhao Shouliang's reputation. Lost to Li Dai, which did a great blow to Zhao Shouliang's reputation. A professional sports coach is no match for a young college student. This makes many people think that Zhao Shouliang is just a mere illusion, and there is no real ability at all. Because of this, Zhao Shouliang's students lost a lot, and there was a domino-like dropout. If it is other types of training counseling classes, this may not happen. For example, what kind of language, mathematics, English, etc., the tutor is slightly worse than others, and it will not be changed immediately. However, the training for the senior high school entrance examination is different. Junior high school belongs to basic education. In many places, it is not allowed to repeat the third year. Even if it is allowed to repeat, some high schools do not recruit repeaters. So for candidates, there is only one chance for the physical education test. In this test with only one chance, parents will naturally choose the best and choose the best tutor. For those students who want to take key high school exams, every extra score can eliminate many opponents. At this time, Li Dai's hand had 36 students, and Chen Jiangwo did not continue to recruit students. Li Dai has to train 36 students by himself. The task is already very heavy, and 36 people have basically reached the limit of the training venue. More importantly, there is only 1 week left before the sports entrance examination. It is already too late for training. It is difficult to achieve satisfactory results. On the training ground, Li Dai frowned, and his face was filled with distress. Student progress is much slower than before. Li Dai thought silently. The time for the sports entrance examination is getting closer and closer, but the progress of the students is getting smaller and smaller. The number detected by the system also confirms this. At the beginning, the students can increase the ability value of several points during the training day. Now, 1 day of training is the ability to increase a little. This made Li Dai very distressed. Is the training effect reduced? Impossible, the first-class coach's experience card is still several days away. The training effect should be the same as before, but why are the students' progress less and less obvious? Li Daijing thought about it, and the system sounded suddenly. It is normal for the progress to slow down. Isn't this the case with normal sports training? The progress in the early stages of training will be very obvious, and the slow progress will slow down. Or even stagnant. To the top professional athlete level, it is very difficult to make a little progress. This has nothing to do with the coaching system, it is determined by the physical limits of the human body. Take the 100-meter sprint as an example. It may take only a few weeks to increase the score from 13 seconds to 12 seconds, and from 12 seconds to 11 seconds, it will take a few months, from 11 seconds to 10 seconds. If so, it may take several years. 99% of the athletes can't reach the 10-second mark in their lifetime, and within 10 seconds, every 0.01 second increase is an unattainable thing. The better the result, the faster the increase. Slow. Even if the top athletes do not maintain a certain amount of training difficulty, there will be a decline in performance, which is the objective law of all sports. Li Dai nodded. I understand that the students like me have already reached the limit of their ability, so the training effect has begun to decrease significantly. However, although the training effect is reduced, but their ability should be able to. I got a full score when I took the physical education exam. Your understanding is not wrong. The voice of the system paused, and then said, in addition, I am telling you good news. 1 minute ago, your experience value has reached the upgrade condition. You are no longer novice. Congratulations on being a real coach. I upgraded? So fast? Li Dai froze for a moment, which was much faster than he had expected. Yu reading www.yuukanshu.com. But then Li Dai immediately understood that the reason for the faster upgrade rate was because of the increase in the number of students. Previously, there were only 12 students. It took a long time for Li Dai to save 100 experience points, and now Li Dai has 36 students. The speed of gaining experience has tripled, so Li Dai also has a medical checkup. Li Dai entered the system for the first time to check his status. Name, Li Dai. Coach level, third-rate coach, primary stage, 0/1000. Others, first-class coach experience card, 4 days. Training list, Huang Xiaoming, Li Sun, Wu Tsong, Zhu Zhenya. Third-rate coach, or primary stage? How many stages are there? Li Dai asked. The system immediately replied, there are 3 stages, namely the primary stage, the intermediate stage and the advanced stage. When you reach the advanced stage of the third-class coach, you can upgrade to the second-class coach. Then the 0/1000 experience value refers to the upgrade to the intermediate stage of the third-class coach, or directly to the second-class coach? Li Dai then asked. Of course, it means upgrading to the middle stage of the third-rate coach. The system replied without hesitation. Doesn't it mean that if you want to upgrade to a second-rate coach, you have to save more experience points? Li Dai couldn't help but vomit. Don't complain, there is a reward for getting an upgrade. You have upgraded from a rookie to a third-rate coach. You have already received an upgrade package. Do you want to open it and see what is in it? The system said. Li Dai's idea flashed, the upgrade package appeared in the system. Last time I was given a 14-day first-class coach experience card, I don't know what will be given to me this time. Li Dai generally thought, and opened the upgrade package. Episode 14. Full marks. Li Dai opened the upgrade package and immediately felt the golden light flashing in front of her. Looking closely, it was a golden aperture. Congratulations, you got a piece of equipment. The system said. What is this? Golden aperture? Put it on the head to pretend to be an angel. Li Dai said ridiculously. You guessed it, the way to use this is to put it on the top of your head, but not the aperture, but the halo, and there is a label next to it, the system said. Li Dai only noticed that there was a small label beside the aperture, which read these words, Explosive Aura. Explosive Aura, is this something that increases explosive power? Li Dai asked. Yes, wearing Explosive Aura can increase the explosive power by 10%, as long as the people in your training list can enjoy the effect of Explosive Aura. The system then said, Aura class equipment improves the training target. It's not very big, but considering that everyone can enjoy this, the Halo-type equipment can be regarded as a first-class existence in item rewards. 10% explosive power, for now, is considered somewhat useful. Of the 3 sports entrance exams, the 1,000-meter long-distance race is mainly to test endurance and does not require explosive power. Pull-ups need to do a dozen to get full marks, so for the strength requirements of the upper limbs are far greater than the explosive power. And standing long jump, you need to rely on explosive power. With this explosive aura, at least in the standing long jump, this can be a lot easier. Li Dai thought silently. The explosive aura can improve the standing long jump performance, so in the next training, Li Dai deliberately reduced the training of the students' standing long jump and increased the training time of the other 2 items. Time is like a tireless robot. It can never stop moving forward. In a blink of an eye, the sports entrance exam for Yuzhou City is coming. The Yuzhou City where Li Dai is located, even if it is placed nationwide, is also a city with a large population. This year's entire Yuzhou City, including county middle schools and county township middle schools, has more than 100,000 candidates taking the middle school entrance examination. This number has reached the level of first-tier cities. However, the educational resources of Yuzhou City are far less than those of first-tier cities. More than 100,000 people take the middle school entrance examination. The number of high school students enrolled in the city is only 50,000, plus those enrolled by technical secondary schools and vocational schools. 30,000 people, there will still be 20,000 Junior 3 graduates in Yuzhou City who have not studied. There are less wolves and less meat, which means more severe competition. The competition for the middle school entrance examination in Yuzhou is very fierce. This fierce competition has also brought more attention to the entrance exam for the city, not just the education system in Yuzhou. Education authorities at the same level also attach great importance. As far as the physical education exam is concerned, in order to prevent cheating, the invigilator is not a teacher from a local school, but is transferred from another city. This is stricter than the college entrance examination. The 9th middle school is the junior high school with the highest rate of advancement in the city. The candidates here are also the most promising people to enter the key high schools. Therefore, when the physical education exam is taken, the achievements of the 9th middle school candidates will also become a benchmark for other schools. Near the horizontal bar of the 9th middle school playground, 2 proctors sat under a parasol, talking and laughing. Mr. Zhang, I heard that the 9th middle school is the best junior high school in the entire Yuzhou City. It also has the most candidates. There are more than 1,000 people, said one of them. The supervisor named Zhang's invigilator nodded, isn't it? In a day, we have to test more than 1,000 students. Our task is very heavy. I heard that a school with few people can finish the test in the morning. The worst is that it can end before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If we are here, we may have to get dark. Teacher Wang, we can eat more at noon, and we can't eat at any time until dinner. Who made us unlucky, was assigned to the exam room with the most candidates, and was still in charge of invigorating the exam. This test item was the most waste of time. The teacher surnamed Wang complained. Teacher Zhang nodded quite agreeably. It was set a few years ago. The pull-up test is limited to 1 minute. When 1 minute is up, you can do a few, but it is too difficult. 2/3 of the candidates failed. There is no time limit now, and it will definitely take more time to take the exam. Many people think that running 1,000 meters is the most time-consuming test, but in fact, the most time-consuming is the pull-up test. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes for a junior high school student to run 1,000 meters, but many candidates can run together during the exam. If the test is too slow for a group of 10 people, then a group of 12 people can't do a group of 14 or 5 people. It is also possible, anyway, a sheep is also released, a group of sheep is also released. Stand-up long jump and pull-ups require candidates to take the exam separately. Compared to the two, stand-up long jumps can be completed in almost an instant, while pull-ups need to be done one by one, and even many candidates cannot continue to do so. Will continue to hang on the horizontal bar and refuse to come down, which will waste more time. Only teacher Zhang continued to complain, the life is getting better and better now, but the physical quality of the children is getting worse and worse. When we went to school, we ran to school every 10 miles every day. What about the current students? It's hard to run 1,000 meters. There are pull-ups, 6 can pass, but many students can't even do 6 pull-ups. Just like this little fat man in front, can do 3 or 4 pull-ups. Up is good. Teacher Zhang said while pointing at the next candidate who was not someone else but Huang Xiaoming. At this time, Huang Xiaoming had given his admission ticket to the invigilator teacher. Yu read the book www.yuyukanshu.com and walked to the horizontal bar. It's a fat kid again. It's estimated that I can't make a few. The candidate who was almost as fat as him just made 2. This kind of candidate is good. It saves time. There are more such candidates. Let's finish early, go to dinner early. Teacher Wang said with a smile. When the two were talking, Huang Xiaoming had jumped on the horizontal bar, and the invigilator began counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Teacher Zhang whispered softly. Pass. I am not mistaken, such a fat candidate can pass? Teacher Wang made a surprised voice. However, Huang Xiaoming continues to break their cognition. 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's make a mistake, he can do 10 pull-ups. Many candidates who are thinner than him can't do 10 pull-ups. After 10 pull-ups, Huang Xiaoming slowed down a bit, but the movement did not stop. 11, 12. He wouldn't have to get full marks. The attention of several invigilator teachers has been completely attracted by Huang Xiaoming. They didn't expect that Huang Xiaoming, a fat candidate, could do 12 pull-ups in a row. In the 13th pull-up, Huang Xiaoming's movement finally began to deform. However, instead of taking a breath, he gritted his teeth fiercely and made the 14th pull-up, and this 14th pull-up, Huang Xiao is obviously eager to achieve success, not talking about any technical essentials at all, and even has a slamming movement on both feet. However, Huang Xiaoming successfully completed the 14th pull-up. 14. My goodness! Full marks. Really full marks. Teacher Wang exclaimed involuntarily. Episode 15. Attacking Fat Guys. The scores for the physical education entrance exams vary from place to place, and the city where Li Dai is located is regulated as follows. The first 6 pull-ups, each can get 2 points, and the 6th pull-up is completed, a total of 12 points, also it is a passing grade. From the 7th pull-up, each can only get 1 point, which means that if the candidate wants to get a full score of 20 points, they must do 14 pull-ups in a row. Because of this scoring mechanism, it is difficult for candidates to get full marks on the pull-ups. In terms of difficulty, doing 14 pull-ups in a row is several times harder than doing 6 pull-ups. Candidates have to make great efforts to improve their scores from 6 pull-ups to 14 pull-ups. Body up. But the reward for this kind of effort is just 8 points more. Therefore, even candidates with good physical fitness will not pursue the 14 pull-ups of the limit. They can do more than 10 and get 16 or 7 points, which is very satisfying. Of course, there are also many candidates whose goal is to get a pass. After all, the first 6 pull-ups are worth 2 points each. Do 6 pull-ups to get the most profitable rate. Teacher Zhang and Teacher Wang have spent many hours here as invigilators. Few candidates who can do 14 pull-ups are also very few. Can do more than 10, which is a very good result, and there are also candidates who fail a whole lot. In their view, candidates with this weight of Huang Xiaoming must have failed the test and were able to do 4 pull-ups, which is already very good, but Huang Xiaoming added a 1 in front of the 4 and directly did 14. The second pull-up, relying on a perfect score, the 2 invigilator teachers were naturally surprised. From this point of view, as a professional sports coach, Zhao Shouliang is indeed much stronger than the average junior high school physical education teacher. The 2 proctors judged Huang Xiaoming that he could do 4 pull-ups, and Zhao Shouliang dared to promise 6 pull-ups are enough to prove that Zhao Shouliang is worthy of the title of professional coach. However, Zhao Shouliang is also really unlucky. He met a Dai with his own plug-in. The effect can definitely crush each other. Teacher-attached high school examination room, the ongoing long jump test, large tonnage, Wu Tsong has occupied the front of Shachi. Now the child is really overnourished. Just like this test taker, how can he get fat like this? How much good food must be eaten to grow so much meat? Such fatness affects health, and his parents must be held responsible. The invigilator also condemned Wu Tsong's parents in his heart. Wu Tsong had already started swinging his arms, ready to take off. It's so fat, I hope he can pass it. But it's a bit difficult. The passing score of standing long jump is 1.85. With the weight of this candidate, I'm afraid it is difficult to jump so far. I guess he can jump 1.80? Or 1.70 meters? You can never jump below 1.60 meters. 1.60 meters is the minimum standard. If the score is less than 1.60 meters, you will be awarded a 0 point. Inspectors gave Wu Tsong a little worry. He was empathetic at this time. He was afraid that Wu Tsong could not even reach the minimum score of 1.60 meters, and he could not even get 1 point. The next second, Wu Tsong kicked the ground violently with his forefoot, his knees were fully straightened, and he jumped into the air. The takeoff posture is still very standard. The invigilator teacher was stunned. In terms of Wu Tsong's figure, the flexibility he showed has exceeded the expectations of the invigilator teacher. I saw Wu Tsong bend his knees, abdomen, straighten his legs, control the balance, and then fall into the sand pool. There is a marked measuring line next to the sand pool, and the distance is marked, from the lowest score of 1.60 meters to the full score of 2.50 meters. Since the full score is 2.50 meters, there is no additional label after 2.50 meters. Wu Tsong's heel has already crossed the 2m50 mark. After 2.50 meters, it's a perfect score. The invigilator teacher's eyes widened, his expression filled with shock. He couldn't think of it, this big fat man who looked like a full 180 pounds in front of him, was able to jump 2.50 meters. According to the grading standard of the Yuzhou Physical Education Senior High School Entrance Examination, the full score of the men's standing long jump is 2.50 meters. In fact, it is very difficult for a junior third student to set a long jump and want to jump 2.50 meters. The vast majority the junior 3 students standing long jump performance is about 2.20 meters, and after 2.35 meters, it will become more difficult to improve their performance. If there is no professional sports guidance, many people cannot break through 2.40 meters. Jumping 2.35 meters is 17 points, and jumping 2.40 meters can get 18 points, 2.45 meters can get 19 points, so in the candidates for standing long jump, most of the students' scores are between 16 points and 18 points during the time. Those who can get 20 points are all students with excellent athletic ability. And Wu Tsong was able to get full marks, apparently completed an impossible task. 10 minutes later, Wu Tsong appeared again at the 1,000-meter long-distance running test site. At the end of the 1,000-meter long run, several invigilator teachers sitting under a parasol, and beside, a middle-aged man in his early 40s was holding a thermos to give the invigilator teacher sweet tea. Teacher Huang, drink tea, drink tea. Teacher Sun, you have no color for this tea, I will pour another cup with you. Teacher Kai, I will fill you up. The person who added tea and water to everyone is the physical education teacher Liao Chuanfu of the Teachers' High School. Since the invigilator teachers are transferred from other cities, the physical education teachers in this city do not have the power to invigilate, but the physical education teachers in this city will not be idle. They are responsible for the logistics of the external invigilator teachers, such as eating, drinking water, rest, etc., are received by various schools. Therefore, this teacher, Liao Chuanfu, will appear in the examination room. A diligent look will add tea and water to the invigilator from other cities. Liao Chuanfu is so dedicated that he naturally has his purpose. Liao Chuanfu also hopes that these invigilator teachers can raise their hands and take care of the candidates of our school. After all, a student with a high score indicates that his physical education teacher has excellent workability. In the future, he will have extra points for the first prize and the promotion of professional title. The calculation of the 1,000-meter long distance running is entirely based on the stopwatch in the hands of the invigilator teacher. There is an error in the hand count score. When the invigilator teacher presses the stopwatch a little or 2 seconds in advance, the candidate's score will also increase. The error is also acquiesced. For example, a student's score was originally 3 minutes and 42 seconds. The invigilator teacher's heart softened. Press the stopwatch more than 1 second in advance. The student's score may become 3 minutes and 40 seconds 50. However, the invigilator teacher will directly record the score, the lead is erased, and eventually it becomes 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and the candidate will get 1 more point. Pull-ups and standing long jumps are unlikely to have this operable space. Candidates do 10 pull-ups, it is impossible for the invigilator to record 11. For candidates who set a long jump of 2 meters, it is impossible for the invigilator to record 2 meters 10. It is precisely because of the 1,000 meters long distance running that there is a certain operable space, Yu reading www.uukanshu. Therefore, teacher Liao Chuanfu simply stared at the 1,000 meter invigilation office personally. When he became a waiter, he didn't say Tim tea and water, and he also delivered fruit snacks during the break. For Liao Chuanfu's diligence, everyone was also unconcerned. The invigilator who led the team was even more polite. Mr. Liao, don't be busy, you should take a break. I think you haven't drank any water in the afternoon. Director Hu, I'm not tired. My task today is to provide the best logistics services for all teachers. Liao Chuanfu said with a smile. Ms. Liao really is working hard. From the results of the candidates, it can be seen that Ms. Liao must be a good teacher in the weekdays. Director Hu continued, you see this group of candidates, 12 people, there are 3 full marks. It's not easy. 3 perfect scores? Liao Chuanfu's face also raised a rosy look. The full score of 1,000 meters is 3 minutes and 40 seconds. In fact, most of the candidates fail to meet this standard. Such as the physical fitness test of some adults, the requirement for 1,000 meters is only 4 minutes to pass. Based on the physical fitness of junior high school students, running 1,000 meters in 3 minutes and 40 seconds is a very high requirement. Under normal circumstances, a group of candidates also has 1 full score, while this group has 3 full marks, but it is a good result. Liao Chuanfu stretched his head in front of the laptop to watch the students' achievements, and the director who did not hide it, let Liao Chuanfu watch it. For teachers, their student test scores are naturally not classified as confidential. The 3 perfect scores are Song Man, Chen Dehai, and Wu Song Song. Wu Song Song? Is that the 3rd class? The first fat in the whole school? Can he get full marks? Isn't it wrong? Episode 16. 100% perfect rate. Wu Song claims to be the first fat of the teacher's high school, so teacher Liao Chuanfu has a very deep impression on him. In Liao Chuanfu's view, Wu Song is completely dead wood cannot be carved, he can even give up the sports entrance examination and put all his energy into it go to the culture class. After all, Wu Song is too fat, even if he takes the sports entrance examination, he can't get a few points. Today, Liao Chuanfu saw Wu Song's score on the computer of the invigilator, and the full score of 20 points behind it instantly made Liao Chuanfu feel overwhelmed. Wu Song is an extravagance even if he passes, and it is impossible to get a perfect score. Is the invigilator teacher remembering the wrong score? Should I remind them? The next second, Liao Chuanfu decisively rejected the idea. His student scored high, and of course Liao Chuanfu would not pull back. However, at this time, the voice of the director who sounded again, oh, the exams of the other 2 projects called Wu Song are also full marks, the total score is perfect. This year's sports entrance examination standard is very high, and you can get 60 points. There are not many students, teacher Liao, this student named Wu Song, is also a top student in sports among you. Sports elite? Wu Song? Don't be amused. Sumo elite is born, I still believe it. Liao Chuanfu secretly said, he is really difficult to associate this evaluation with Wu Song, only to see him smile embarrassedly, do not know it is nodding okay, it's better to shake your head. Next second, Liao Chuanfu suddenly sounded the words, total score. Wu Song? The total score is perfect? How is this possible? He can take the full score, the invigilator teachers are all blind. Liao Chuanfu looked at the computer screen. He looked at it repeatedly to make sure that he did not misread it. Wu Song's total score was indeed 60 points out of 100. Oh my god, what is going on? Wu Song can get full marks? And 3 full marks, how did he pull up? Liao Chuanfu's thinking has fallen into a short-circuit state. The same thing happened repeatedly in several other examination rooms. A big tonnage candidate who seemed to be unsportsmanlike did 14 pull-ups and jumped more than 2 meters 50 in one breath. It took less than 3 minutes and 40 seconds to pass the finish point of 1,000 meters, and one after another full score was born. This surprised many proctors, but it didn't cause much sensational effect. A test room can range from 500 to 600 candidates to take the test, and many will have thousands of candidates. The appearance of 3 or 4 fat candidates getting full marks can only be regarded as an accident. Although the physical education exam is over, the teacher Chen Jiangwo of the talented education has fallen into a new busy. There is still more than 1 month away from the cultural class exam of the high school entrance examination. Candidates have entered the final sprint stage, and the tutoring class of the sprint of the high school entrance examination has also reached the key moment of enrollment. After the high school entrance examination, the summer vacation is next, and the 2-month summer vacation is also a good time to make money in the tutoring class. But Chen Jiangwo did not forget one thing, that is to give parents a telephone return visit. The competition between training classes is very fierce, and word of mouth becomes particularly important. Compared with other forms of advertising, parents trust each other's word of mouth. What relatives, friends, neighbors, colleagues, they say good things are very good. It is for this reason that after each training session, Talent Education will conduct a telephone return visit to the parents of the students. Mr. Chen, the telephone return visit of the physical education test class has been completed. A young female tutor handed a return visit result to Chen Jiangwo. How is the result? Chen Jiangwo asked directly, without raising his head. The satisfaction rate of parents is 100%. The female tutor said. Chen Jiangwo nodded silently. For the 100% satisfaction rate, Chen Jiangwo was not surprised. This is a common thing in the tutorial class. Many parents report their children to tutoring classes, not really to let their children improve their grades. Some parents don't want their children to spend time playing games, so they have to find something for their children to do. Some parents see the promotion of various tutoring classes, and they have to apply for tutoring for their children under the blind obedience of advertising. There are also parents who feel that other children go to a tutoring class, and their own children must also go to a tutoring class. But one thing is for sure, no parents will put their hopes in a short-term tutoring class. Children learn mainly from the school. If the tutoring class is so good, what will the school do? Since they do not put their hopes in the tutoring classes, ordinary parents will not be dissatisfied with the tutors. The training tutoring class is just an extra additional meal for the parents. It is enough for the children to make a little progress. And as long as the tutor is willing to teach seriously, it will always be more or less effective. Unless you meet a very real parent, the satisfaction rate of 100% is not new. I remember there are 36 students in our physical education exam class. Have you asked about the students' score? How many have passed? Chen Jiangwo then asked. Chen Jiangwo knew that the training class recruited a group of fat children, so the goal he set was also very simple. Yu reading www. Yu Kanshu. The word pass. I have asked, 36 people, all pass, 100% pass rate. The female tutor continued, but our luck is also very good, everyone just took 60 points, if 1 point less it's hard to pass. This female tutor is a teacher who teaches vocal music. She obviously does not know that the full score of sports is 60 points. She thought that the exam is a 100-point system. In this case, the passing grade is exactly 60 points. What did you say? Everyone took 60 points? Chen Jiangwo looked up in surprise. I also find it very strange, 36 people, everyone just happened to take a 60-point test, no more and no less than just passed. There is no one student who can play superbly and take 1 or 2 more points. Female tutor then say. That's because the total score of the sports entrance examination is only 60 points. 60 points is not a pass, but a full score. This is a 100% perfect score. Chen Jiangwo could no longer continue to sit on the chair calmly, he quickly took the return visit. As a result, read it again and again. Chen Jiangwo did not participate in the training, but he participated in the whole process of student registration, and every student looked like Chen Jiangwo. If these trainees are fatter than one and can pass, Chen Jiangwo will burn a high fragrance. The perfect score is something that Chen Jiangwo would not dare to think about. 36 students, even if one of them has a perfect score, will make Chen Jiangwo shocked. Now 36 students have a perfect score of 100%. Chen Jiangwo seems to feel that he has seen a miracle. Li Dai. It's because Li Dai. I can't imagine that this young man will bring me such a big surprise. This is simply a miracle. Chen Jiangwo repeated Li Dai's name, and there was something in his heart that he wanted to worship. Impulse. Episode 17. Made money. After 2 weeks, Li Dai came to Chen Jiangwo's office again. Xiao Li, thanks to you for our talent education this time. Without you, the counseling class for the physical education exam will certainly not be able to run. Chen Jiangwo turned to open the safe behind him while smiling, and took it out of it. A bulging envelope was handed to Li Dai, and at the same time, he said, Xiao Li, you have worked hard these days. Thank you, Mr. Chen. Li Dai knew that what he was wearing was his remuneration. He immediately took over with both hands, and at the same time began to calculate in his heart, a student is a commission of 500 yuan. I taught 36 students this time. It's 18,000 yuan, and it's amazing to earn 18,000 in 2 weeks. However, after the envelope was handed, Li Dai felt that there was some problem with the thickness of the envelope. So thick, 18,000 yuan is just $2, is it so thick? It feels like the thickness of $3 or $4 of money. Is it now popular to have 50 denomination of money? Li Dai was not embarrassed to open the envelope and count it. On the contrary, Chen Jiangwo opposite said, open the count, there are 36,000 pieces in total. 36,000? Doubled? Teacher Chen, are you wrong? Li Dai was a little puzzled. Yes. Chen Jiangwo said decisively, with a smile on his face, and then said, I told you before, a student is a 500 yuan commission, but this time in the tutoring class, all of our 36 students are full marks, so I give you a commission of 1,000 yuan for a student. 36 students is 36,000 yuan. Li Dayton was at a loss, and Chen Jiangwo then explained, according to my understanding, our tuition class in Yuzhou City, the sports test counseling for sports coaches, the highest is 1,000 students per student, and they are all sports teams. Or professional sports coaches in sports schools can get this price. Generally, the physical education teachers in middle schools can't get a commission of 1,000 yuan. I now give you the highest commission standard, but the trial period salary I said before can now be no more. Those professional sports coaches actually only get commissions. I made 18,000 more than expected, and Li Dai did not account for the probationary salary of 300 yuan that week, but Li Dai was still a little surprised. It is said that the capitalist's face is often full of various kinds of exploitation. Find excuses to deduct. However, Chen Jiangwo took the initiative to increase his remuneration, which made Li Dai unable to figure it out for a while. Just listen to Chen Jiangwo and then say, Xiao Li, this year's coaching class for physical education exams is over, but next year, we are going to continue to run this tutoring class, and we are going to do 2 or 3 sessions, and the enrollment will be expanded. At that time, we can continue to cooperate. In terms of commission, I will definitely calculate it according to the highest commission rate in the industry. Li Dai realized in an instant that the reason why Chen Jiangwo increased his salary was obviously his intention to keep himself. When he runs the sports secondary school counseling class next year, he will continue to work for talent education. Has to say that Chen Jiangwo is indeed a person who can do business very well. If he is a profiteer who does a bargain sale, even if he does not deduct Li Dai's remuneration, he will not actively increase the money. What Chen Jiangwo valued was the future. He hoped to establish a long-term cooperative relationship with Li Dai in this way to pave the way for the tutoring class next year. Although Li Dai is not well known and is not a professional coach, but the results achieved are too sturdy, 36 students are all full marks, and only 2 weeks, it can be said that Li Dai fully proved his ability, and this brilliant achievement is a fatal attraction for parents of students. Chen Jiangwo believes that as long as Li Dai is present, he will not worry about the source of students. But Li Dai is constantly calculating, I am going to do 2 or 3 tutoring classes, and the enrollment of students must be expanded. If the first phase is 40 students, the third phase is 120, and the commission is 1,000 yuan. Wouldn't it be 120,000? Li Dai was taken aback by the number he calculated. If a sports entrance exam can earn 120,000, it would be considered as not working for a year, which is equivalent to 10,000 monthly income. As far as there are so many students, Li Dai has no worries. Yuzhou is a city with a large population, and more than 100,000 people take the middle school entrance examination every year. It is not easy to recruit 100 or 200 students. Think about the white flowers and silver. Li Dai nodded immediately. Mr. Chen, if you still have tutorial classes next year, I will definitely come. Although Li Dai only got an oral promise, Chen Jiangwo had already achieved his initial goal. However, Chen Jiangwo did not pin his hope on a verbal promise to retain the great Li Dai, and he sacrificed other tricks. Chen Jiangwo changed his tone, chatting like a homely and asking, the scores for the entrance examination of the public institution should come out a few days ago, how are you doing? The test was smashed. Li Dai did not conceal, continue to work hard next year. Then, do you have any arrangements? I mean looking for a job? Chen Jiangwo then asked. I plan to try my luck at the college student recruitment fair. Li Dai continued, to tell the truth, I am studying this major and it is really not easy to find a counterpart job. I have news here, I don't know if you are interested. Our city sports school is going to recruit a group of assistant coaches, but it is hired, there is no formal establishment. Chen Jiangwo said. The so-called employment system of public institutions is actually contract workers, which can be called temporary workers more than 10 years ago. There is no formal establishment for these employees on the employment system. Although they do as much work as they do, and even do more work, in terms of salary and benefits, UU reading www.uukangsha.com is much worse than the establishment. Far away, there are many times when you need to go back to it. For instance, things such as the city management hitting people on the internet were investigated by temporary workers. They were formally edited and were very friendly. They never hit people. Contract employees are inferior in the institutions, but even so, there are still many people who have broken their heads and want to get the position of contract workers in an institution. Although the work is not much and the work is hard, it is also a good thing. Iron rice bowls, pay on time and work stably, especially some elderly parents feel that only in government institutions, it is a formal job. In their view, the government institutions earn 3,000 yuan a month. The number of contract workers is much better than those of the online writers who earn 30,000 a month. But for Li Dai, a recent college graduate who is looking for a job, he has no social experience of his own, and his job selection is relatively small. Contractors in public institutions have great appeal to Li Dai. Not to mention the work unit or sports school. What Li Dai wants to find most is a trainee-related job, because that can provide Li Dai with a large number of training objects, and Li Dai can also gain experience from it, and upgrade his coaching level as soon as possible. The sports school is obviously an excellent choice, where there is no lack of training objects, and Li Dai's coaching system can make him there. Thank you, Mr. Chen, I will go to the city sports school tomorrow to see. Li Dai said immediately. And Chen Jiangwo was also a good person. He opened the drawer, pulled a note from it, handed it to Li Dai, and said at the same time, this is the contact information of teacher Sun Qinghua from the sports school. Sun Qinghua was my classmate when I was a teacher, I say hello to him, you can go directly to him tomorrow, and I said it was introduced by me. Episode 18. New job. The next day, Li Dai came to the city sports school and found the teacher, Sun Qinghua. Sun Qinghua is a math teacher, but sports training is more important in sports schools. Culture classes are similar to furniture, which is also an ornament. Because of this, Sun Qinghua, who teaches culture classes, is not mixed up in sports schools. One official and one half job, just one of the most common teachers. In the personnel department of sports school, Li Daijing filled out the registration form seriously, and the teacher Sun Qinghua next to him eloquently introduced. If we put it in the past few years, our sports school will not recruit contract teachers, but this year is more special. Our new headmaster Liu is going to cooperate with major high schools in the city to help them train sports specialty students. Our sports school will send people out, high school will leave the venue and students. In this way, our sports school will not have enough manpower, so we have this recruitment and find some assistant coaches from the society. It turned out that this recruitment was for the surprise training of sports specialty students. Li Dai nodded. Li Dai is no stranger to sports specialty students, because he was a sports specialty student when he took the college entrance examination. There are 3 main ways for sports students to go to college. The first is to become a high-level athlete. The admission score of high-level athletes is extremely low, and they may even have the opportunity to skip the entrance exam. There are more choices when choosing a university. To become a high-level athlete, individual sports need to be national first-class athletes, while collective sports must be the top 8 main players in national competitions. These 2 requirements may not be difficult for excellent sports school students, but for high school students, it is a difficult goal to achieve. The second way to go to college is sports single recruitment. Sports single recruitment is a special form of recruitment, which can greatly reduce the admission score. For example, a school's normal general recruitment score is 500 points, while sports single recruitment may only need 100 points can be admitted to the university. Compared with high-level athletes, the threshold for single sports is much lower, but the minimum must also obtain the national second-level athlete's certificate before they can take the special recruitment exams of colleges and universities. The third method is sports specialty students. Sports specialty students are ordinary enrollment. Although they will also reduce score admission, the score reduction is far less than that of sports single recruits. Of course, it is easy to become a sports specialty student. The athlete's certificate only needs to participate in the tests independently held by the universities. For example, candidates who run several schools in a row after the Spring Festival each year are special sports students. This method is also regarded by many candidates as a shortcut to the college entrance examination, when Li Dai was admitted to the university. There are also some sports-related majors, such as physical education and social sports. Even if candidates do not have a technical level of physical education, they can also apply for the exam, but the admission score is based on the normal score. High-level athletes and sports single enrollment are not able to train in a short time. A high school student can get the certificate of a first-class athlete and become a high-level athlete. This is because athletes at the national level must obtain the achievements in the official competitions above the provincial level in order to obtain the certificate. Although sports single moves can be participated by national second-level athletes, some 211 and 985 universities also have quotas for sports single moves. Many national first-level athletes even give up the admission of high-level athletes to go to 985 or 211 universities. Add sports single moves, so the competition for sports single moves is very large. Only the sports specialty students can be fast-tracked. The threshold for the sports specialty students exam is extremely low. Even if they only start to practice in the third year of high school, the time is too late. Take half an afternoon of time every day for training, which lasts for half a year. As long as you work hard, there is no problem in passing several college sports tests. For schools, they turn some students with average achievements into sports specialty students, which can improve the school's enrollment rate. However, the establishment of high school physical education teachers is relatively small. In terms of training level, the level of most high school physical education teachers it is definitely not as good as the sports school coach, so this cooperation plan was only available. Coaches are provided by sports schools to help various high schools to train sports specialty students. It's just that there are dozens of high schools in the entire city of Yuzhou. The number of coaches in the sports school is not enough to meet such a large demand. Moreover, the sports school also has to guarantee daily training, so it is inevitable to recruit new coaches. However, it is due to the limited number of establishments, so the sports school simply decided to recruit a group of assistant coaches under the employment system to assist the formal coaches and solve the problem of insufficient manpower. A week later, Li Dai participated in the written examination for the recruitment of assistant coaches in the sports school. The employment system of sports schools is still very attractive, and more than 100 applicants took part in this written test. The level of applicants is also uneven. Many of them have graduated from sports schools or physical education colleges, and their academic qualifications are only junior colleges or junior colleges. Undergraduates like Li Dai are already the highest applicants. In this part of the written test, Li Dai has undoubtedly an advantage. After all, Li Dai is a college student specializing in sports training. The theoretical knowledge is originally Li Dai's strength. Let Li Dai run 2 laps on the playground. Perhaps Li Dai is not as good as others. Definitely better than others. The test results also made Li Dai very satisfied. His written test results ranked first. As long as the next physical fitness test can maintain a midstream level, it should be able to stay. There are 4 physical fitness tests recruited by sports school: 100 meters, 800 meters, standing long jump and 5 kilograms shot put, which are the most basic items of physical fitness test. However, sports coaches are not athletes, and physical fitness can be used, so physical fitness tests will only account for 1/3 of the total score. After all, Li Dai has an athletic ability value of 80 points, which is already a very high number among ordinary people. What's more, Li Dai studied the sports training major. About 40% of the courses in this major are completed on the training ground, and Li Dai can't help the physical fitness test. It's just that Li Dai is not a professional athlete after all, but some of the candidates are retired athletes. Although they have not achieved very brilliant results when they were athletes, they still have some physical foundation. In terms of physical fitness tests, they are still better than Li Dai. Fortunately, the top few in the physical fitness test, the scores in the written test are very general, and even some people's written test scores are ranked in the bottom. Most of these athletes have only a secondary school education. Except for being an athlete, they have no other skills. How can they be comparable to Li Dai, a sports training major, in theory? In the physical fitness test, Li Dai only achieved a middle grade, but with the written test results, Li Dai's overall score is still among the best. I was accepted, so I don't have to worry about work for the time being. Li Dai's face was filled with a look of hope, and he felt that his coaching road finally took the first step. Episode 19. Summer School Training Class. Sports school recruited a total of 30 assistant coaches this time. Li Dai is also one of them. In the meeting room, Dai and others listened to the instructions of the chief of the personnel section while filling in the relevant forms for onboarding. On the rostrum, the chief of the personnel section held a sample of the contract in his hand and said, "After you sign this probation period contract, you will enter a 3-month probation period." Not much to emphasize, the probation period has 800 yuan of living expenses per month. After the probation period expires, sign a formal employment contract. Everyone works well. If the work is not done well during the 3-month probation period, you can be fired at any time. Someone in the audience immediately whispered, "It's already June. Will it not take a summer vacation in a few days?" The 2-month summer vacation is estimated to have little life, that is to say, the trial period is actually only 1 month. It is also said that this is the benefit of being a teacher. Every winter and summer vacation, you can rest for 3 months and a day, and you can still get paid, someone said next to it. On the rostrum, the chief of the personnel section went on to say, "You may think that the following 2 months are summer vacations and there is no work, so there is no risk of being expelled. I tell you that this is a very wrong idea. Yes, the next 2 months will be the most critical for you." The words of the head of the personnel department immediately attracted everyone's attention. Everyone stopped the pen and looked at the head of the personnel department on the stage. The head of the personnel department paused, as if deliberately bought a pass, and then said, "It will not take long before the summer vacation, but in the 2 months of the summer vacation, our school will organize several training classes. You all new assistant coaches have to participate. And your performance will then directly determine whether you can pass the trial period. It is said that public schools cannot hold training courses, but sports schools are different from other public schools. The sports school is a place to train athletes. A large part of the sports school's student source also comes from selection. Therefore, the sports school can use the name of the selected athletes to openly organize sports training courses during the winter and summer holidays, and earn some extra money." Hearing the words, training class, many people in the meeting room looked tight. They came to apply for assistant coaches. Their main job was to train athletes, and the next 2 months were equivalent to directly entering the front line. On the training ground, and whether it can pass the probation period, people who lack training experience can't help but get nervous. But Dai is happy, he has a coaching system in his body. The most feared thing is the field training, and now Daijing lacks experience upgrade. He even hopes that the training class can come soon. "Li, check this material and print it out. Li, this is a summary of last year's work. In this way, you get a summary of this year's work. Li, submit a statistical form of these people's lists and report it to me. Li, this is what I want to apply for. If you write an application, we have to ask the General Affairs Department for something. Li, this is the list and contact information of the person just sent by the admissions office. You summarize it into a form and send it to the mailbox of the training department." Dai is in a busy situation, not because of his superior ability, but because he is a college student. In the general job market, there are many undergraduates, master students are everywhere, and doctoral students often have it. A college degree can only be ranked at the bottom of the job market. However, in sports schools, an undergraduate degree becomes a high degree. Many of the sports school coaches are retired athletes. The athletes are basically busy training in their youth. It is impossible for them to have time to study. They sit in front of the computer and probably only click the mouse, swipe the web, watch movies, and play. For games, many people will not even use the most basic office software. It is good to let them write a summary of their work and hold back 200 or 300 words. At this time, Dai, a college student, became a sweet bun. As long as it was related to the application of computers, he would be given to him. Those assistant coaches with lower academic qualifications can only express themselves by trying their best to run errands. A few days of work also gave Dai a general understanding of the upcoming summer training class. This summer training class includes several sports, the most popular table tennis training class and basketball training class, which is basically elementary school students to apply for table tennis, and junior high school students to register for basketball. High school students are relatively heavy in their studies, so not many have applied for the training class. To say something, it is the 100-meter sprint training class. This 100-meter sprint training class recruits high school students who are about to advance to Senior 3, and the purpose of their registration is to participate in the National Track and Field Athlete Test in September and to obtain the National Level 2 Athlete Certificate. National Second Level Athlete Certificate is still very important for the graduates to take the college entrance examination. For example, the minimum threshold for sports single admissions is the National Second Level Athletes. As long as they can get the certificate of the National Second Level Athletes, they can participate in the university's sports single recruit. If they are lucky to be admitted, the college entrance examination is 100. going to college will not be a dream. Even if you fail to pass the college sports single recruit, you can also participate in the recruitment of sports specialty students. With the strength of the national second-level athletes, it is absolutely a breeze to want to enter the university campus by means of sports specialty students. In addition, there is a policy stipulation that fresh graduates who have obtained the national second-level athlete qualification certificate can enjoy an increase of 20 points on the basis of the original score. In short, the college entrance examination adds 20 points. It is important to know that in the college entrance examination, an extra score means that PK has lost hundreds of thousands of opponents, and an increase of 20 points is enough to make many exams exciting. Therefore, the fee for this training class is relatively high. 2 months of training time, the fee is as high as 15,000 yuan, and the average training fee is 250 yuan a day. If it is a first-tier city, this number may be acceptable, but in a fourth-tier city like Yuzhou, it is really a high price, and parents with ordinary income may not be able to afford such a high price. 2 months of training time, although it is all-weather training, it is still not an easy task to be admitted to the national second-level athletes. At least the students must have a certain sports foundation. If the kind of people who are not on the limbs, they must be, it is impossible to reach the level of second-level athletes within 2 months. Training is selected for 100-meter sprint, because this project has the lowest difficulty and the easiest training. At least in the second-level athletes, there are no technical points that are too difficult to master. The time is entering July, the students are about to start their holidays, and the training class of the sports school is about to start. Episode 20. Expel. Sports School, Training Department. The chief of personnel section knocked on the door and entered the room. When he saw the man sitting in the middle of the table, a smile immediately appeared on his face. Director Zhao, I heard that you are back. Is this business trip going well? It's not bad, the things to be done are done. The director Zhao said as he motioned for the head of the personnel department to sit down. The chief of personnel section seemed quite cautious, or that he showed enough respect to this director Zhao. Although the duties of the two are equal, in the sports school, the training department is obviously the most prominent department. Director Zhao, who is also the head of the training department, also has more say than other chiefs. More importantly, the vice principal in charge of personnel at the sports school has just retired, and there is news that Director Zhao will be promoted to replace the retired vice principal. Then, Director Zhao will become a principal of Zhao, and it is still the personnel department. Under the direct management of the leadership, the current chief of personnel section met Director Zhao, and naturally he was respectful, hoping to leave a good impression on the future direct leadership. The chief of personnel section cleared his throat and said as if he was reporting. This year's summer training course is about to start. Our school has just recruited 30 assistant coaches, which are just fine. These assistant coaches it's up to you to decide how to allocate it to each training class. IVE brought all their materials. The chief of personnel pulled out the folder from the briefcase and handed it to Director Zhao. It's not a big deal, and it will be allocated according to the number of people in the training class. Although Director Zhao said very casually, he was very satisfied with the performance of the chief of personnel. Although Director Zhao has not yet become the vice principal, he has begun to enjoy the feeling of the vice principal. Director Zhao took the folder, opened the information of the newly recruited assistant coach, and a name suddenly entered his sight. Li Dai? Director Zhao frowned slightly and his eyes began to flicker. This Li Dai is a college student who just graduated this year. He studied sports training and has a teacher's qualification certificate. In the previous exams, the first grade in the written test and the score in the physical fitness test are also in the upper middle stream. He is an excellent young man. And he also has some work experience. He used to be the coach of the sports counseling class of the middle school entrance examination and brought more than 30 students. The head of the personnel department introduced immediately. It really is him. This kid came here, really there is a way to heaven, you are not here, has no way to vote. Director Zhao secretly said, the fierce murderousness in his eyes was fleeting. Next second, Director Zhao raised his head and said, this Li Dai can't do it. No? The chief of personnel section did not understand what Director Zhao meant. Only Director Zhao said, university students majoring in sports training have excellent grades and teachers' qualifications. Such people will definitely go to a formal establishment in the future. A contractor in our sports school can't keep this kind of talent. Let him find another way. What do you mean? The chief of personnel section asked a little uncertainly. Since there is definitely no way to stay, I don't think we should spend time and energy to train it anymore. Think about it. If we spend time to train him so that he can stand alone, but if we finally leave, wouldn't we waste our system in vain? School resources. The same resources can be used by those who can stay. Cultivating talents and retaining talents at the same time will be more beneficial to the future development of our sports school. Director Zhao said. Ghost talk. The chief of the personnel department secretly said he had come to understand that Li Dai must have blamed Director Zhao, so Director Zhao wanted to make an excuse to drive him away, but the excuse that Director Zhao found was not clever. Individuals can guess what is going on. Although the chief of personnel section knew that Director Zhao was a private enemy of the communique, Li Dai was only a temporary worker in a probation period, and he had no background. Nodded and said, I understand, I will expel this Li Dai after I go back. I didn't pass the trial period? I was expelled? Why? What am I doing wrong? Li Dai looked puzzled. These days, Li Dai is working very seriously. Although he dare not say that every job has achieved full marks, there are other assistant coaches who are worse than Li Dai. Moreover, Li Dai has advantages in education and professional. Li Daiwanwan did not expect that the first one to be eliminated would be himself. The chief of personnel section sighed slightly, glanced at Li Dai with some sympathy, and then said, this is the leadership's decision, and I am also following the leadership's instructions. And I have also said before that, during the trial period, you can open it yours. I will write a note for you now. You go to the finance department and settle your salary for these days. Leadership's decision? Li Dai felt a little inexplicable. He didn't come for a few days. The leader of the sports school was an unknown person. He couldn't think of it. Li Dai is a person who likes to find out. Yu reads the book www.yuyukansha.com. He doesn't want to leave so unclearly, so he called the teacher Sun Qinghua again, hoping that Sun Qinghua could help him find out. Li Dai was brought by Sun Qinghua to sign up. He was fired for no reason at all. Sun Qinghua was also very surprised, so he also helped Li Dai to inquire. In the afternoon, Li Dai received a call back from Sun Qinghua. Xiao Li, did you offend Director Zhao? Sun Qinghua asked. Director Zhao? Which Director Zhao? Li Dai asked, puzzled. Director Zhao, the chief of the training department, named him to expel you. Sun Qinghua said. Li Dai thought hard and did not remember that he had an intersection with the Director Zhao. He said, I really don't know this Director Zhao. I have only been here for a few days, not even the training department, how could it offend him? You think about it again. This Zhao Shorin is unusual in our school. I heard that in the second half of the year, I will mention the vice principal and enter the school's leadership team. Sun Qinghua said. I really don't know where I offended him. Wait, what did you just call him? Li Dai suddenly thought of a possibility. Zhao Shorin. Zhao Yun's Zhao, defensive guard, Renny Ren, Zhao Shorin. Sun Qinghua repeated the name again. Does he have a relative named Zhao Sholiang? Work as a coach in the municipal sports team? Li Dai asked immediately. When you say that, I seem to remember. He seems to have a younger brother. He is a coach in the municipal sports team. It seems to teach long jump. What name is the distance from? I really don't know. Sun Qinghua said. That's right. This Zhao Sholiang brother is really lingering. Li Dai realized in an instant that the Director Zhao expelled himself to help his brother revenge.